For today's Cyber CEO episode,
she's very flexible and she catches on very fast. So it's like I mentioned something to her and she runs with it. And I'm just like, can I please box you up and bring you on to the States? So she used my social media schedule. She also saved me money. Hey, yay. I'm able to do more lunch meetings with clients. I'm able to do more appointments. I'm able to get more responsive from an email. I know that each idea that I'm able to freely think of what I want my business to look like because I have the help that I need. It really is an investment to your business. And I mean, I really, really appreciate that.
welcome to Cyber CEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. Cyber CEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. Another awesome day here at Cyberbacker. My name is 𝗙𝗪𝗃. We're back with another episode of Cyber CEO. And of course, we have a very special guest on the show. Venytra, how are you doing today?
I am doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you very much for asking and for dropping by. I know you have a lot of things to do. Really appreciate your time here today. Now, to start things off, to let you know, we have a lot of listeners who are business owners, just like yourself. So I need your help.
Absolutely.
Can you tell me something about yourself and your business?
All right. So I am Venytra Stevens. I am a wife. I am a bonus mom. I absolutely love real estate, which is my business. I'm a sister. I have 8 siblings.
Wow.
I have 8 siblings. I am located in the Memphis, Tennessee area. I am the team leader for the Harvey Group and the Keller Williams Young Professional President.
Wow.
So I have a lot of things going on in my life, but I absolutely love what I do.
Gosh, love the energy, even though there's a lot to do, of course. How long have you been doing real estate, by the way?
So this is year 6 for me in real estate as a real estate professional, but I got started 9 years ago as an investor in real estate. So I say 9 years of me being in real estate as a whole, but 6 years as a real estate professional. Yes.
Okay, so really a lot of experience in the industry and in the business of real estate. Now, how about working with someone virtual though? Just like what you're doing with your Cyberbacker. Is this your first time to do something like this?
Yes, it is my first time. And I am a person that don't like to relinquish control, especially if I can't see them present in person every day. But yes, this is my first time.
There we go. So you already talked about it. You're not a person who really likes to work with someone that you can't see, if I got that right, something like that. What pushed you then to try virtual leverage? What pushed you?
Well, my business has grown, and my coach also highly recommend that it's time for me to start leveraging as it relates to enlisting some help of the admin, some of the admin things that I can't do, some of the marketing tools and marketing activities that I'm not able to do. He wanted me to focus on meeting people, negotiating contracts, setting the appointments. So he really wanted me to spend a lot of my time doing that instead of cleaning up database and, sending out newsletters and things like that.
There we go. So really pushed you then to leverage all of those tasks that have to be done to someone else.
Basically. That is correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, talk to me more about that then. Who told you or who introduced you to virtual leverage through Cyberbacker?
So actually my brokerage, Keller Williams, introduced me to Cyberbacker. And when I initially heard about it, it was 3 years ago. And I was like, well, no, still in my head, like I can do it. I can do it on my own. Or I'll get someone to help me here, which another agent is just as busy. So they will not, able to do that as well. So yes, my brokerage, Keller Williams Realty, introduced it to me.
It's really
Family
pushed you then,
reunion, mega
Cyberbacker.
camp.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
we're
Yes.
always there.
So yes, I get to get a chance to see you all at family reunion and in mega camp with your treasure hunts or the
That's
hunts
part of it.
that you all do.
Treasure hunts. Yes,
Yeah, the
that's part of
trivia,
our...
the treasure hunts. Yes, absolutely. So yeah.
Talk to me more about that, though. Talk to me more about Cyberbacker and everything. So now you have your own Cyberbacker that's helping you with your business.
Absolutely.
How long have you been partnered with one?
So I've been partnered with 𝗙𝗯𝗹𝗶 for 3 months now, and I love 𝗙𝗯𝗹. I love her. I really do.
Your eyes just lit up when you mentioned that name, 𝗙𝗯𝗹. Here, Cyberbacker. Tell me why. How's the experience going so far?
Well, from the moment when I had my interview with her, I knew at the time that she was part-time and the scheduling was not going to work. And I told the head cyberbackers or my reps that I was working with, I said, I like her. I want her. If we can get the time right, she is what I want. She is what I need. 𝗙𝗯𝗹 is who I need and what I need, because I actually brought her back in to just ask her a few more questions. As it relates to some of the tools that I was using, that if she had any skill set on as well. And she was like, yeah, sure. And anything new, although I know we have the one sheet and we have the things that they work on, she's very flexible and she catches on very fast. So it's like I mentioned something to her and she runs with it. And I'm just like,
wow.
Can I please box you up and bring you on to the States?
And imagine it's only been 3 months and I can already see the way that you talk about her, that you're really having a great experience, great time working with 𝗙𝗯𝗹.
All of my client care processes, my things that I had been waiting on. I had so many tools and marketing tools that I had purchased, I had bought, I had fiber to do, and just never did anything with it. And I have all these things just collected pretty much virtually and digitally that she's just already has taken. And I'm like, my newsletters go out every month. My client care process is intact. My Google Forms, my Google Docs, my Google Sheets, that's all being done. It's just like, okay, now it's having me to think ahead of her. Like, okay, what next? What next? And I look at all these things that I've had that I hadn't done anything with and say, hey, can we talk about this or can we meet about that? And 𝗙𝗯𝗹, she's like, yeah, I can do it. I had her to even start looking up some AI tools, which is my background. My background is tech. And I know that I initially said that she could, use some of the captions that I have purchased with another service or subscription that I have. But she ChatGPT, Google Bard, all of those things is like, can you approve this? Can you approve this caption? Approve. She makes me want to make sure I respond to her so that I am not holding her up from doing her job. So I really appreciate that as well.
Gosh, so she really keeps you accountable then, and you keep her accountable as well by giving her things to do.
Yes.
Talk to me more about that, though, specifically tasks. You mentioned about captions, so I'm assuming social media?
So social media. So she used my social media schedule. She also saved me money. Hey, yay! Because I was paying a social media scheduler. I was paying 2 social media scheduler. One of them went out. I was using a social media scheduler, and it just was crashing all the time. I would set posts and they would not work, and I would always get error message. She said, "Hey, why don't you use the Meta Business Suite? You can go in and schedule it." And I'm just like, I have a Facebook business page. So she has now taken Meta Business Suite, and it does everything I need to do: reels, carousels, post, video. And she has gone in there instead of, so I can cancel all those subscriptions that I've had, that I was paying a couple $100 a year for both of them or whatever. But now I'm like, that's saving me my business expense money. So with social media, she's also at this particular point doing web design or web development through Canva for me. And I just said, hey, do you have any website development skills or anything? She's like, no. She said, but I think Canva has some. And I was like, hey, I'm all about all things luxury. I have a certain look of what I want. And she said, give me a couple of days and I can put together something so that I can present it to you. She's never just doing something just to check a box. She's doing things that has meaning, and she's learning my style, learning how I like things to be aligned. I like clean lines. I'm basic when it comes, but it does something to me when I can look on there and see clean lines on my social media page and getting the responses. I got a listing appointment from my newsletter that she sent out.
Wow.
And I went on the listing appointment yesterday. Wow. So, I mean, I am so grateful for her. And although I can't see her, and we do virtual, meetings and things like that, but although I can't, see her physically, she has taken the fear away that it has to be done. Somebody has to be in office or whatever. Yeah. It really gives the true meaning of you can find great talent and everywhere. Let them work from home. It doesn't have to be, I got to see what you're doing, and no.
Talk to me more about that, though, because again, as the way you describe your Cyberbacker, the partnership that you have seems like you've been working for a very long time, but it's only been a few months.
It's only been a few months, and I think I had an evaluation call, and they were asking me for some They were asking me some information, and I mentioned that I know that we will grow, or something to the effect that it's just going to take time. And I don't know what the conversation was or whatever. And it seems like she was like, hey, can we talk more about this? I was like, you're not doing anything wrong. I just know I'll be able to better gauge what you're doing well, what may need a little bit tweaking, or nothing that you're doing is wrong. It's just going to take a little bit more time for me to see, hey, and I'm throwing it all at her. Hey, can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do this? Although it's still aligned with the admin things that she's doing. But it's just, I'm taking a different route on what tools I'm using, and I'm kind of switching it up. So, and she's ready, she can take on any new challenges and obstacles that I may be thinking about. Because when we meet, I tell her, I said, let's think this through, and I may need you to help me. Because I'm not a person. I don't want anybody that's going to be a yes person. Yes, yes, yes. I don't. I want somebody to challenge me and say, well, think about doing it this way. Well, think about doing it this way. So she's gone through and looked at my social media activity and figured out what's the best times for me to post. What's the best times for me to actually be doing engagement on social media. So even down to my client templates, like I trust her. So I trust her enough to provide her with any of my tools and resources that she can go in and just do it. And I don't have to worry about it. I've gone on more vacations now these last 3 months. And I let her know, and I said, hey, Zyra, I won't be available, but I'll go in the middle of the night after her shift. And I said, don't worry about it until your next shift. These are just some of the things I'm going to just send you when I get some time to stop and sit down. So when she gets the email, either the next day, she'll let me know, send me a text. This is what I'm working on. Can you look at these things? And it's literally looking at my phone and going through and seeing, okay, yes, this is good, or let's change this or whatever. And she never does things just on her own. She always look for that reassurance to not, she want to make sure that everything that we've talked about is aligned, it's done properly, it's done when it goes out the first time, it's right. So I can appreciate that. One of the things she did, so I know my audience is paying attention because one of the newsletters that went out, like a congratulatory email, because I've gotten another state license and everything. And I was like, oh, I didn't pay. I missed it. She missed it. That one of the words was misspelled, but my audience was like, hey, you got this word misspelled. Immediately, I said, hey, let's change it and send the correction email and send it out. So I appreciate that from her.
It just seems like everything is going smoothly between the both of you, and only in a limited amount of time, just 3 months.
Only the minute that she can go full time, I want it.
Yeah, because
I want her.
I want to know more about that, though. How did you get to this point? How did it get to this point between the both of you? Like everything's so seamless. How did you make it so successful?
Well, one thing that I did, because I was writing down, my coach had me to write down every single thing that I needed help with. So I wrote down, what does that look like? He would ask me, what does that look like? You hiring someone? Because I went to another website that was a little bit less expensive. And from the interviews, I was like, I can tell I'm going to spend the bulk of my time doing it for them versus us doing it together. I know that there's going to be some training. I know that there's going to be some help, but that initial initiative, like taking the initiative on things, I didn't feel that. But when I talked with 𝗙rie and I, did my one sheet again, I talked to her, I said, I know you're going to have to learn my style. So with us meeting weekly and bi-weekly, having those initial conversations just so she can see me providing some exercises or me providing some examples to her and say, hey, this is what I want it to look like. Here's my processes here. It's not all together, but we talked about here is the process of when a client does this, our process should do this. When a client does this, if this happened, then this happened. So again, my background is tech. So a lot of my programming, if then, it's all conditional. So if an action happened, there's a reaction. So that's why I was able to explain to her, I want my client care process to do this, because I know I'm saying the same things as relates to talking to buyers, sellers, and agents. So all of my Gmail templates, here's what it looks like. Here's what I wanted to say. Can you go in and said it? So now I can go in if a client comes to me and they are very new and they are not even pre-approved. She has all of my lender information. All I have to do is go in and just type in those Gmail templates and say new client or offer, and it's there. Only thing I have to do is just hit the send button. Like, I don't have to put no name. I don't have to do anything to it. Once we're under contract, there is a template for that. So all of my templates that I need that is repetitive, I'm not having to slow down and stop and say, okay, I got to send these people this under contract email. I got to send this seller this. 𝗙rie just really, really takes it on, and I don't have a worry. And I don't know what anybody else but that is peace to me. Because again, I'm in leadership for my brokerage. I'm in leadership on my team. So there are so many things that's pulling at me. So a lot of times I'm not able to service my audience as much as I want to, but she's here to help me, and it sounds just like me. I mean, it's really a clone of me. She takes the tools and the resources that I provided her with so that she can keep everything rolling. And anything new, she'll come up and say, hey, V, I was thinking about this, or I was thinking about that. So I'm really grateful for that, for somebody to also take initiative. And it seems like she cares about my business. Here's what I'm doing, or here's what I'm working on. So, which also helps me with the trust. I'll drop a video in Dropbox or Google Drive, and she just takes it. Here's the caption for it. Can you approve it? So I'm really grateful for that. I'm able to do more lunch meetings with clients. I'm able to do more appointments. I'm able to, get more responsive from an email, because I'm a person that I have my digital and technology in place for when I am out in the field and I cannot necessarily respond or pick up the phone or talk to someone. Not that I don't want to talk to people, not that I can't talk to people, but at those moments where I'm free, I'm fully engulfed in who I'm meeting with at that particular time. So if a client does respond or whatever, she lets me know, hey, you have a message. Hey, you have, check your email, so I'm grateful for that.
It just seems like, of course, during the beginning, you really have to invest your time just to teach them how you want things done, right?
You do. You do have to have some skin in the game, although, yes, you are paying, but there is some training that has to go into place. And I don't think that I'll ever stop training and try to help her be more efficient or help me to be efficient. So I know that each idea that I'm able to freely think of what I want my business to look like, because I have the help that I need.
Gosh, and imagine it's just been a few months that you've been working together. That's the exciting
Yes,
part. Imagine
3 months.
if it happens for a year, right? It's like the tip
Yes.
of the iceberg.
Absolutely, the tip of the iceberg. And we're able to share personal, I'm able to build a relationship. I know she's engaged now. She's about to
Wow.
get married. So that's what I really was looking for. I don't want anybody just to feel like they are a robot and just say, okay, yes, yes, yes. No. She asked me, hey, can you explain what you're talking about? And even when it's come down to troubleshooting, she's like, I don't have access. So instead of me getting frustrated, it's okay, let's jump on a Zoom or Google Meet so that we can go over and you share your screen, I'll share my screen so I can see what's happening. Yes.
And imagine in just a short amount of time, a lot of success. We've been talking about 𝗙𝗯 for a while now, and I forgot to tell you, she's going to be able to listen and watch this once we have this online.
Yay.
So before
Yay.
we end today, do you have any special messages or a quick shout out you'd like to give out to her?
I'd like to shout out 𝗙𝗯. And I would like to say, anybody that's going to also watch, you cannot have 𝗙𝗯. Okay? But I would like to shout out the entire Cyberbacker team that, the head backers that's there that she can also use when I'm not there. I think that is really good that you all have that type of program and training style set up. So it's something that I can necessarily figure out or get to, she said, hey, I'll ask my head backer. So I really, 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 really appreciate that. And I'm just looking forward to growing with her. I'm looking for us to, be more efficient together. And once we nail everything down to work like a smooth sailing, it'll never be perfect, but it'll always be, we don't have to do the rework. And that's what I was doing, a lot of rework. And I was going to bed with my laptop in my lap and my husband was not happy. So I was like, no, I can't do that. But yeah, I really, really appreciate 𝗙𝗯 and Cyberbacker. So, and thank you, 𝗙𝗯, for introducing this particular resource and tool that we can use at a low cost. It really is an investment to your business. And I mean, I really, really appreciate that.
Now, we are very, very excited to see the continued success and the growth of this partnership, of course. And again, Venytra, thank you very much for dropping by today. I had fun talking to you.
I really appreciate it. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of CyberCEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.